Okay, I want to spend a few minutes talking with you about Essay 4, the argument synthesis. So for this assignment, you are using the three essays that we read from the Obedience to Authority essay set. So that includes the Ash essay, the Milgram essay, and the Zimbardo essay. So the expectation is that you draw evidence from each of those three sources and you synthesize that into an argument. So as with all the other papers for this course, we're looking for a minimum of 1,000 words, APA format, and everything tied to that arguable claim. Now, the key to a really good synthesis paper is that you take information from different sources and you synthesize that into your body paragraphs. Now, what do I mean by that? A very elementary way to organize this paper would be have one body paragraph about the Ash experiment, a separate body paragraph about the Milgram experiment, and then a final one about the Zimbardo experiment. A better, more sophisticated approach to this is to develop a claim that lends itself to 3 or 4 main ideas. And then each body paragraph is about that main idea, and you're drawing evidence from the sources that are synthesized into the discussion of that main idea. So that's the kind of paper that you're working on for this week. Now, when I talk about APA format, let's review some basics about APA format. At this point, in order to get an A or a B on your papers, your APA format must be impeccable. So don't forget, APA does include a separate title page. It does include a running head and page number. So make sure that you're doing that correctly in terms of just general formatting of the manuscript. Also, make sure that your references are done correctly, and I provided you with a list of the accurate citation for these three sources, and make sure that you're using that correctly in the in-text citation. If you have questions about how to format using APA style, go to the online writing lab at Purdue University. And I want to show you a couple of things here. Now remember, in the basics for APA citations, there's a distinction between short quotations and long quotations. So a short quotation in APA formatting, there should be 3 pieces of information included. You can introduce the quotation with a signal phrase, as in according to Jones, and then the date of publication. And at the end of that, you have in parenthesis the page number with a P period. If you don't use the signal phrase, then you're going to have all 3 pieces of information in the parenthetical expression. Author's last name, date of publication, the year, and then P period and the page number. So make sure that in your parenthetical citations or in your signal phrases, you're including 3 pieces of information for the APA citation. Now that's for a short quotation. In this essay, it may very well be that you use a long quotation. Quotations should be used only when the original wording is so exact and so precise that if you were to reword it into a summary or a paraphrase, it would lose its impact. So with the nature of these essays dealing with very technical details about the experiment, you may find it very difficult to recast that into your own language. APA defines a long quotation as a quotation that's 40 words or longer. My general guideline for that is if you type it out and it's 4 or more typed lines in your paper, then treat it as a long quotation. So long quotations are handled differently. So instead of having the quotation marks around the quote and then the parenthetical expression at the end and the period after the parenthetical expression, for the long quotation, it's a block. So it says place direct quotations that are 40 words or longer in a freestanding block of typewritten lines and omit quotation marks. So that seems counterintuitive, but that's how you do it for APA format. So you'll notice here in the signal or in the setup phrase, Jones 1998 study found the following, colon. And then there's this indent, this block quote, and you'll see that it's longer than 4 lines, no quotation marks, and then at the end, since it's signaled here with author's last name and date, you have just the page number. Now, if you didn't use that kind of signal phrasing in the setup for the long quotation, all 3 pieces of information would be in the parentheses. Notice that the period comes before the parenthetical expression. So make use of this website, Purdue Online Writing Lab, APA formatting, to make sure that you're getting long quotations and short quotations cited correctly. Now, the other part is to make sure that your references page is correct. Since you don't have all the bibliographic information in the essay set, I have gone ahead and made you the correct references for this paper. So what you can do is just copy and paste that into your own document. And so when you cite these sources, because it's published in a book that was published in 2008, even though originally they were printed in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, you'll use 2008 because that's the date they were published in. So your parenthetical expression would have Ash 2008, page 358 or 356, if that's where that quotation came from. So that's how you find the three pieces of information. Now, if you would like to consult a virtual library to get additional sources for your synthesis, you may do so. The expectation is you use these three sources. That's a must. But you can use the virtual library. So if you go to Campbellsville homepage and go to library, it will take you to the Montgomery Library landing page where you can conduct a virtual search. So if you just click on CU search, and it's going to require you to put in your login credentials that you use for TigerNet. And once you do that, it's going to give you access to the virtual library. So here you can search for journals, for print resources, and remember that in the virtual library, you can actually get a citation in APA format and copy and paste that onto your reference page. So we've talked about what a synthesis is, the requirements for this essay. We've looked at the difference between a short quotation and a long quotation and how that's handled in APA formatting, and how to use the virtual library. So should you have any additional questions about this essay, feel free to send me an email. This essay is due by midnight on Sunday, which is March 21st. So make sure you have that submitted, uploaded in the assignment in Moodle. And we are nearing the end of this course. This is Essay 4. The final essay is a research paper. So very much like this synthesis, your research paper will be a paper where you choose the document, or you choose the topic, and you find the documents that you're going to use to support your claim. So in this essay, I've given you the essay set and basically assigned you the topic. But for the research paper, you pick an arguable topic and you use the virtual library to find your sources. So for this one, everyone's writing about obedience to authority, and your claim should be about the degree to which humans render obedience to authority based on the evidence that you've gathered from the 3 essays in class and any additional sources that you find. Hope everyone's having a good semester. And again, if you have any questions, let me know.